A very, very warm welcome to all our viewers all around the world as we continue our live coverage of match day 7 in the AFC Champions League, the East Division, beautifully poised. Could be a thrilling conclusion overall over the last two match days, match day 7 and 8. Vissel Kobe are hosts against Shanghai Port. It looks good at the moment for Vissel Kobe. 13 points on the board, just one defeat so far. In third spot, jointly at the top on points. Shanghai Port, as you saw there, with more to do. So welcome everybody. The Kobe City Masaki Park Stadium. A splendid arena. The crowd are beginning to make their way in. Kick-off at the top of the hour. They could be top of the East section with a victory, Vissel Kobe, as they head toward match day 8. That is their objective. And here, the meeting of the reigning champions of Japan and China. The home team warming up for their new season. The league campaign is about to get underway. And the same scenario for Shanghai Port in the Chinese Super League, both seeking to defend their titles. But that can wait. This a game of major importance. Both have had effectively only one competitive game to get ready for this, and both have been beaten in their respective seasonal curtain raisers in the Super Cup at the weekend. However, a sense that for both, the focus very much on preparing for this all-important fixture. Vissel Kobe can make it easy for themselves from here. They should have enough points on the board to make it through whatever as one of the top 8, but they want to do so in style, and they want to sign off for their home fans here before the next phase of the competition with a performance to enthuse everybody. I've got a feeling it could be a very, very good game today. Two groundbreaking clubs in many, many ways. Vissel Kobe, the first Japanese club not to have been part of the original J-League format, the top division, to there go on and become J-League champions in 2003. A very significant moment in the development of the game in Japan. Now they are champions of the J-League for 2 years running. 2024 was a double year for them with their victory in the Emperor's Cup for good measure. Only the second time that they won that trophy, but now the club seeking to establish itself as a force in the Asian game like never before. Semi-finalists and quarter-finalists in their only previous campaigns in the AFC Champions League in 2020 and 2022. But it's been a very strong showing from them so far in 24-25. Now the task is to complete the job and ideally do it at home here today. The top 4 in the East Division of this season's competition so far covered by just a single point. Very, very competitive. No standout club, one might argue. And Shanghai Port would willingly swap places with Vissel Kobe right now. A club with a similar kind of profile historically to Vissel Kobe. In China, they've risen to a position of excellence and indeed near dominance in terms of the league in the Chinese Super League over the last couple of seasons, and not much of a tradition in the Asian Champions League to draw upon. 2017-18 they reached the round of 16. 2019 in that campaign quarter-finalists, but now back and hoping that they will learn plenty. Ambitious in the transfer market, trying to change the complexion of the side a little bit, but a work in progress, and they're going to learn plenty here today. So effectively, a return to full competitive action after their respective Super Cup defeats. Warming up for 2025. Here come Vissel Kobe and Shanghai Port. Vissel Kobe play Shanghai Shenhua on match day 8 next midweek. But before that, the new J-League season kicks off here with a game against Yuara Reds today for Shanghai Port. Like for like, if you like, as we compare the recent seasons. So a key moment in the season in terms of 2024-25 and the Asian Champions League campaign, but a sense of a new beginning for both of these two clubs, and who can go and get the fast start they both crave today. Vissel Kobe with no fewer than 8 changes compared to the side which slumped to a defeat to Pohang Steelers of the K-League on match day 6. Daya Mayakawa is back in goal. Veterans Sakai and Honda are restored at the back, along with Tulair. 2 more 30-somethings in midfield in Ogihara and Muto. Daiju Sasaki up front has scored 3 times in this competition this season, but he couldn't find the net in the Super Cup meeting on Saturday with Sanfrecce Hiroshima when the squad was used to the full. Abdul Rahman Al Jassim from Qatar takes charge. Li Ang is the visiting captain. And for the visitors, Oscar has departed, but 2 of Shanghai Port's 3 Brazilian January signings are involved here. Matheus Vital and Gabriel Zinho, who both featured in the Super Cup against Shanghai Shenhua. Gabriel Zinho seems set to be the hero. 2 goals on his debut, but Shanghai Port were denied deep in stoppage time. Gustavo, a potent force up front, scored 20 to help Shanghai Port retain their Chinese Super League title, but not so prolific so far in this competition. Just 1 in 6 for him. Today would be a very good day to get it right. And he looks in the mood. Gustavo's single goal in the competition this season, all the way back to match day 1 against Johor Darul Tazim. That was a 2-2 draw. 2 draws, 2 defeats, and just 2 wins, leaving them with something to do. Shanghai Port. And I don't think they'll be in any mood to do their great rivals back in China, Shanghai Shenhua, a favour by giving Vissel Kobe an easy time today, bearing in mind that Vissel Kobe play them on match day 8. The Yokohama Marinos travel to meet Shanghai Port in the other game, and they don't want to leave it to chance. So a fairly curious formation as Vissel Kobe set up to get us going. back in competitive action in the Asian Champions League. Vissel Kobe a lot nearer as we start to their objective of the second phase than the visitors are, but there is time for them to put it right. And Gabriel Zinho, one of the new boys, forward immediately, just overran it slightly. On his Asian Champions League debut, of course, Matthias Vital, his new teammate, in the same position. A great many players with a great deal of experience in both starting lineups today. Across that back line for Shanghai Port, two 35-year-olds and a 31-year-old and a 34-year-old in goal in Yan Junling. Yoshida, the home coach, Yuki Yoshida. This is his third spell in charge at Vissel Kobe. Looks like he's got it right and got the hang of it now. Defending champions. One might argue that he was a bit too inexperienced when he first got the job. That is a very clear-cut free kick. And a little bit of panic set in there for a moment for Ming Jun. I'm not sure he really wanted the ball, and he's saying that now to his goalkeeper. He really put me in a difficult position, and it was very nearly taken off him by Yuruki, who might just need a moment to get himself in full working order again. So pressed in here early on, Shanghai Port by Vissel Kobe. The visitors set to defend that penalty spot with a line of 5 at the moment. Ogihara over the free kick. Toshiro Ogihara. Now they drop the defenders. Most importantly of all, nobody in white got a touch on the ball, and that's rather squandered. Iwasaki making his apologies. Of composure there, might have kept the pressure on. Liang to his keeper, and shorter and a little bit more carefully this time from the back, but the squeeze is on again, and Vissel Kobe might have made more out of that. Osako seemed to take his eye off it. Just a run off it. Matthias Jussa, bit of a pathfinder for some of the other Brazilians who've made their way to Shanghai Port. He's just marked a full year. He came in the transfer window February of 24, and where he has led, others have followed. Gustavo looking a bit tentative here, Shanghai Port, in these early exchanges. Very difficult to gauge on the basis of just one game, a Super Cup game, just where they are in terms of overall match sharpness. In the modern game, players pretty much all over the world don't let themselves get out of condition, out of season, but it's a different matter when teams get together and start playing again. And some individuals vary in terms of just how many minutes on the field they need before they really start to feel sharp again. The visiting coach, Kevin Muscat, who of course did work in Japan with Ange Postecoglou before moving on very successfully to Shanghai Port. Can't do better than win the title, as indeed he did in Japan at Yokohama. In his pre-game interview for this game, the visiting coach did acknowledge that they have more to do Shanghai Port. They've given themselves just the concern that they could be caught by the teams beneath them, including Shanghai Shenhua. One of two sides on 7 points. Feels like a pivotal occasion. Sasaki kept alive for Vissel Kobe. Oh, and it might yet be a chance. It still is a chance. That's an extraordinary escape. Shanghai Port's crossbar is still rattling. Sakai couldn't finish it off. Muto couldn't finish it off. What a let-off. He got it under control so well, Sakai. And Junlin, the goalkeeper, on the floor, had no chance. But the others rallied around him. This has been a very shaky start indeed by Shanghai Port. Very fortunate still to be on level terms. And now the first yellow. There's been a couple of challenges that must have been borderline. That is very late indeed from Li Shuai. Muto hobbles away. Going to need a bit of composure from somewhere, Shanghai Port, or this game may get away from them quite early on. I don't think they could quite believe their fate in their Super Cup game against their great rivals, Shanghai Shenhua. They seemed to have done the job, thanks to the double from Gabriel Zinho, and they led as late as the 94th minute before Hanchao levelled it 2-2, and in the 98th minute, Andre Luis took it away from them. Gustavo gets a free kick. Seems an obvious point to make that with the home crowd stoking up the home team, they've been on the offensive right from the start in this game, winning the ball back well, high and early. And they've used it better. Osako, great pass by him. And 5-6 in the box every time they come forward. That's been the issue there so far for the visitors. When they have had it, they've not been able to keep it and work it down the field. Sakai now. Also, it looks like Ming Chen, the right back for Shanghai Port, could do with a little bit of help out on that far side. He's actually made that point a couple of times to teammates. Matthias Tulio is getting forward whenever he wants. In fact, he had to start running back quite quickly there. Tulio, the left back, supporting. But the width on that far side provided by Yuruki so far has been a real factor. And again, a very poor attempt at the clearance. Again, they give it away. They're making it hard for themselves here early on, Shanghai Port. Yuruki looks in the mood. Tulo was in front of him that time. Lin just looking a little bit bewildered here early on, even though he's seen nearly everything in the game at the age of 35. Yamakawa. Excellent ball on the angle, that, and very nicely done. Muto. Shanghai. Yuruki keeping station wide left, and it's another little duel here with the right back Min Chan, and again Min Chan can't get to it. Must be this time. It is drilled home by Muto. Vissel Kobe go in front. Under 11 minutes on the board, but it's been dominant from the off today. An outstanding start, duly rewarded, and Shanghai Port have got problems piling up here. Side to side they've been going, but mainly down the left side. Yuruki too hot to handle. Min Chan cannot stop the cross. All the way out to Muto. And after Junling, the goalkeeper, and Shanghai Port got very lucky from that position a couple of minutes ago. He wasn't going to miss this one. Took it with aplomb. 13 league goals in the title-winning season. Finished out like a player who believes he can score goals. That's his first in the Asian Champions League this season, and the first time from the restart that Shanghai Port venture into the opposition penalty box, but nothing doing. Don't think Yoshida, the coach, could have asked for much more, the way they've started here, Vissel Kobe. Yuruki's playing his part extremely well. Nothing for the home goalkeeper Miyakawa to do to this point, just getting a clearance. Centre-back Chen Lin-Jen. He is okay, his teammate not so. Troubling start for Muscat and Shanghai Port here. Actually off the shoulder of the number 5. That caught Matej Jussa. He's okay. But they're all pretty shaken up from the look of this. The way they've started here, Shanghai Port. Merkawa. Actually used 3 goalkeepers in this competition this season, Vissel Kobe. I was watching the pre-game interview with Yuruki done by our TV colleagues in Kobe pre-game. I'm afraid I cannot provide a translation of what he said, but even with that, the message was very clear. He was very focused indeed, and he certainly started like that today. Shui. Jussa. Shujin tried to turn and make something happen. Still looking a little bit unsettled, the visitors. That drops on the edge of the box for Fenjin. Min Chan reverses it to Mateus Vital. Clever flicks around the edge of the penalty box are not going to deceive that back line, but it's given away by Vissel Kobe. Really the first chance that their tempo has dropped. and it was their own Brazilian, Mateus Chula, who was the guilty party. Shujin. Honda's across there. Common thread with a lot of these veterans in this starting lineup for Vissel Kobe today. They've got a vast range of experience. Several played at a high level in the Bundesliga in Germany. They've had international experience with Japan in years gone by. Yanjun clear. Chan Shujin did find Fenjin. He lost his footing. Imakawa gave it to Sakai. Not the same energy in the press the other way from Shanghai Port. Loads and loads of space. Both sides again. Yuruki. And it's kept out by Yunjin, but it's still in play. Here they come again. 2-0. Vissel Kobe way too sharp and looking way too good. Sasaki on the score sheet. Shanghai Port all shaken up here. Sasaki strikes again. Nobody closing the ball down, nobody picking up the man wide on the left who's done all the damage in the early part of this game today, Yuruki. The save kept the ball in play, almost helped Vissel Kobe's cause there, and they were fighting over it. Sasaki's original shot, and he went to finish it off and just got there. He wanted it that badly. The VAR looking at it. They need help from somewhere, the visitors. They're singing his name in the crowd, Sasaki. Question is over offside, clearly. The run across the front by Osako. Now, I suppose that there could be an argument that he was offside, and in fact it looks like that is the case, and they get away with that. Ripped asunder. Sasaki got the ball in the net for the second. Yoshida's men are looking a yard faster than Shanghai Port, all over the field early on, but they're spared, at least for the moment, the visitors. Might only be a temporary reprieve on what we're watching here today. Gustavo looking pretty laboured, I must say, but he has got a free kick. Even that restart, it didn't look like half the Shanghai Port players were really ready for that. It's a very good climb by Honda. Did enough to win the throw. Very unlucky, really, Doju Sasaki. He might have had 2 goals in this passage of play, effectively. but it is Osako in an offside position and impacting the play. Maybe the view that the goalkeeper had impaired by his run. Certainly went after the ball immediately when it came off the goalkeeper, as he should do. Difficult to tell a player not to go and get that ball, and here he is again. Lovely layoff by him. He's been a busy man, Yan Junling, so far today. Uruka right on top of his game. Clever little piece of play there by Kawasaki. He hesitated, then maybe thought, well, if I do get to the ball, I might not be able to win it cleanly. Next option, try and win a free kick. And that's what he got. Sasaki doing a lot of chasing of the ball, Shanghai Port, which can become very, very exhausting. Better win by Liang, and now Gustavo. Captain play. Zinho loves to take people on. That's better. Really good bit of defending from Tuller, but more progressive, perhaps the most progressive we've seen Shanghai Port so far. Fenjin, good composure when it came to him. Gambrizoni threatening to take people out of the game. Tuller was having none of it. Short corner. Help on by Yuruki. All the way back to Junling. Free header for Yamakawa. Offside. Run off their feet in the first quarter of this game, the visitors, by this very energetic start from Vissel Kobe. I think the good news is it's only 1-0. Ishwai kept it in play, but that was all he did. Nicely done by Osako, and so much space now for Muto. Osako, that shot may have been going wide, but again, they still look way too sharp. The home side, Finjin, nowhere to go. Moving pretty well for a 34-year-old frontman, Osako. He, another who played in Germany. He was at Werder Bremen. 33 league goals from him over the last 2 seasons back in Japan. Tuller is down. He was a Flamengo player back in Brazil. He's up against a couple of ex-Cruzeiro players today. Muscat, as a player, had a rather checkered career, if I could put it like that. Played largely in England. Wolverhampton Wanderers, Millwall, Crystal Palace, and in Scotland for Rangers. I think I'm putting it politely to say he was known as a combative operator. Here's Muto finding space. Goal kick. Side to side. They've moved it well, they've used it well. Couple of let-offs, but not that time. Yuruki's cross. Muto finished off the job in style. And pretty lucky Shanghai Port not to be 2-0 down. Yuruki. Once again. Turns well with it. Zinho, Tuilaire. Gustavo doing his best to close him down. Vissel short to Chan. Gabriel Zinho. Shujin. Got the ball out from under his feet just in the nick of time, but it's very stilted indeed. No rhythm in the passing. A lot of these passes that they are playing are slow. Crowd here liking what they're seeing. In the main, Li Shuai, Muto, that's lovely, helped on his way by Osako. Yuruki, and again he backs Minchana. Minchana finally gets a little bit back by blocking it. Gustavo wanted a free kick and he got one. Every little helps when you've really been given a testing start to this game today. Vital. Shujin. Vital again. Looking for an avenue of approach. None offered itself. Ball's given away again. Venjin couldn't keep it. Zeno did well enough to remedy that. Jussa. Followed by Lindong. He's going to be doing the defending here, which he does well. Rolls reverse for a moment. Minchan, the right back for the visitors, venturing forward. I think he's fairly sick of the sight of Yuruki already in this game, you know. Sent him backwards for the first time, but Yuruki was equal to it at the expense of a corner. Ticking round to 30 minutes on the clock. 30 minutes almost completely dominated by Vissel Kobe. Not a save to make yet for Mayakawa in goal. And again there, Gustavo with a glancing header, no power in it, cleared by Yuruki. Jussa. Needed to be sharper. Chujin rescued it. This is better. Oh, the build-up was. Ogihara clear. Doesn't quite reach Osako. Not for the moment, but he's after it. Chases everything. Chujin. When the ball goes to the men in the white shirts, the tempo tends to drop. Go to a standstill here. Like a train caught in a siding. Let's see if they can start to steam ahead now. Got a bit of room. Benjin not on the same wavelength. Admittedly, new players coming in. It might take some time. The well-oiled machine is moving the other direction in this game. Muto inside. Quite an optimistic effort by Sasaki, but we've seen him strike the ball so well. One goal ruled out. Junlin examining the options. And again. Consequences of defeat today could be very severe indeed for Shanghai Port. They showed themselves last season to be a team with plenty of mettle when it comes to it, the way they won their league. Only just won it ahead of Shanghai Shenhua. It could not be any sweeter, of course. They won the league by a point from their cross-city rivals. Held their nerve brilliantly then. Fresh new look to the side this season. The arrival of a total of 3 Brazilians. Attack-minded players, but Oscar has gone. And at this moment, I might venture to suggest that he's being missed. Oscar returning to Brazil. He actually signed just after New Year. Terrific contributor for Shanghai Port. 14 league goals last season, Oscar. Has actually scored a goal for Shanghai Port in this season's Asian Champions League in the 1-1 draw against Gwangju on matchday 6. That was his farewell, really. A player of his wit and creative instincts, very sadly missed at the moment in this game. May take some of the new boys a little bit of time. Leonardo is the one who's not involved today, another forward. He shouldn't take too long to settle. He's been actually playing in China in recent years. Zhejiang, he got 21 league goals last season. Not involved today. And they are looking slightly a blunt instrument up front at the moment. Very nicely done. Okay. Chusa. And again, they come to a halt. Back to his keeper. Muscat wants a free kick for a little nudge. One or two of the visiting players just stopped and appealed. That's not a good optic, if you like. All so flat from the visitors so far. Osako to the edge of the box. That is a foul on Gustavo. Gustavo's saying I should have had a foul a couple of minutes ago, but that is a pointless exercise for me. You can only talk your way into trouble doing that. He's got his free kick and he needs to get on with it. Yamakawa, the captain of Vissel Kobe. Shuai, who is on a yellow card. That was a very forceful challenge indeed. Better from the visitors. And Maekawa was able to drop on the cross. It was such a tame attempt at a cross. They worked the space much, much better. Shanghai Port. Nothing to show for that. First time that Lee Shuai has really turned the tables and got himself into a forward position. You might remember the right back doing the same a few minutes ago. And he was just there when needed to deny Yuruki. What a ball in it is from Osako. But Mingqian so close to being caught. Obviously he can't be offside from the throw-in. Quick thinking again. What a pass. Well played, in fairness, Mingqian. Yuruki, his eyes were widening as that ball came in his direction. Denied. And still down. Worth another look, I'd say. Exquisite from Osako. Mingqian just got there. Certainly enjoying it, the Vissel Kobe crowd. But it's still only 1-0. Ogihara to take the corner. Shushin, but not clear. Gustavo, but not clear. Rifled forward again by Maekawa. Difficult one for Mingqian that time. And he's got Yuruki set to test him yet again. Good support from behind as well. What a ball in. Osako so close to it. Let's give the credit twice over there to Lee Shuai. On his backside, he got the second block in. The two fullbacks have made some terrific contributions in that respect in the last couple of minutes. And again, the left back, Lee Shuai. Ogihara switches it left. Osako peels away to the left. Just don't know how to handle his movement in this game, the visitors. A little respite now out of Sasaki. I don't know whether Osako behind him was calling for that. That's a little look at him here. Again, it's a threatening cross. That close, and very well done by Lee Shuai for Shanghai Port. Both fullbacks are going to be in need of a breather at half-time, that is for sure, for the visitors. Liang. Gustavo doesn't get to it. Taylor was keen to get on with it for Vissel Kobe. Must be an easy team to play in for a defender when the front boys are doing their stuff as they've done in this game. This young man in particular, Yuruki, here he goes again. Stopped by Ming Chan. Certainly been a hard 40-odd minutes for both fullbacks today. He knows well from his own playing days, Muscat. It's nice and tidy again. Osako can't get to it. It's just prodded in his direction there by Sakai. Tula won the header well. Ahead of Gabriel Zino. To Jujin. No real drive from those positions today from midfield. And it breaks down again. One back at least by Jussa. Just got to it there, did Vital. Gabriel Zinho. Now Jussa. Tame cross. Cleared easily by Yamakawa. Been under so much pressure. Not a single scintilla of a chance for Shanghai Port so far in this game. If somehow they were to get a goal out of nothing here, what a mood changer that might be. Not that they deserve it, I don't think anybody could claim that. Mindeng. Minchan has kept going admirably. Moment of reflection, but it is a corner and we are into stoppage time, minimum of 3 minutes. There's Vissel to take the corner. Nicely flighted. Oikawa got to it well enough, the goalkeeper. And just, again, just takes too long to make up his mind about that. Always trying to work it over onto his left side, and then when he did get the ball on his left peg, he didn't fancy the shot. Few games into the campaign in 2025, there might be a different proposition, but just at the moment, the speed of thought, the accuracy, just not good enough from Shanghai Port. Honda's back on his feet. That's the reason he went over. Mayakawa. Zino. There's a nice little ball inside by Vissel. Here's Shuai. Tula won pretty much everything in the air, dominant so far. Shushin has what might be the last opportunity in this first half to put Vissel Kobe under some pressure. Sends it in there, outswinger. Little bit of pushing and shoving seen by the referee. I must say, it has not been the best 45 minutes and a little bit more for the likes of Gustavo and Vissel. Muscat and co with a lot of problems to solve. The half-time whistle has gone here. A half dominated by Vissel Kobe. They had the ball in the net twice. The first by Muto, drilled home. That goal stands. A glorious move for the second goal, ruled out on an offside. Sasaki was denied his goal. From the early moments when they rattled the crossbar, they've been a yard sharper and much more threatening, but it is only still 1-0. Vissel Kobe 1, Shanghai Port 0 at half-time. So early pressure in the second half as they pick up Vissel Kobe where they left off. The corner was a teeter, and they'll get another go. Honda keeps his position, rightly. Let's see if we can get the same pace generated on this one, Ogihara. It's a bit flatter. Shanghai Port at last with the opportunity to breathe. Breathing space at half-time, but how much of a rethink from Muscat and co. On that Shanghai Port bench. Osako superb in the first half. That's promising as well. Yuruki just edged off it. The pattern of the first half set to stay the same here. Overwhelmed at times, Shanghai Port, by Vissel Kobe's energy, their overall organisation. Muto wide right, particularly Yuruki wide on the left. They've given the two fullbacks for Shanghai Port a real going over in the first half today. But unless and until they can just get a little bit more out of their front players, this shaped to be a real testing second half as well for Shanghai Port. And here's the space that Osako has used so well so far today. Sasaki, his partner up there, seen off for the moment. It's a good challenge, actually. A few more of those might be called for by Zhang Lindeng and Li Ang, the centre-backs. Honda. Look, he goes again. It will eventually roll out, and there's a little bit of pushing and shoving anyway. Rolled backward by Jusa. Just no respite in a competition of this quality for a team maybe lacking a little bit of match combativeness and sharpness. That's been the problem for Shanghai Port all through this so far. Flag stays down, Sasaki onside. Looks ominous again here, and it's deflected wide. Muto with the hit. And he's certain that it should have been a corner. I think everybody's seen that for themselves. Just flicked off the heel of Ming Chan. So, constant pressure again early in the second half from Vissel Kobe. Ogihara to take again. Goalkeeper gets gloves on that. Hardly a single bit of work of consequence so far today for the other goalkeeper, Mayakawa, but it's remaining 1-0 at the moment. Vissel Kobe pouring forward time and again. Two, three, 4 matches from now, it might be a different story in terms of the sharpness of the players up front. Of course, new signings may take a little bit of time to get used to playing in a different environment. That is the case at the moment with Shanghai Port and the players brought in the wake of the departure of Oscar. One or two little flashes from Gabriel Zinho, and he's forced a corner at least. Taken short. They tried this in the first half a couple of times, Shanghai Port, and reversed again to Gabriel Zinho. Edge of the box, Michan. Doesn't quite have the subtlety to pull that off. No doubting his spirit, determination, and he's doggedly stuck to the task today when under a great deal of pressure. Just about got enough on that Li Ang, but it dropped invitingly for Osako. He's so quick to get his head up and assess the picture. Again, was a very, very slight touch by Li Ang, but he got away with it. Not far, though. Oh, and Muto almost danced his way through. Yuruki's got time to pick out a mauve jersey in the box. They're moving the ball too quickly. Oh, it's fantastic football. And at last they get their reward for it. Vissel Kobe go 2 up. That has been coming for so long in this game. Kawasaki followed up the attack, kept it alive after the dancing footwork first from Muto. Yuruki to the edge of the box it went, reversed back into... What a first touch that is. The technique of some of these Vissel Kobe players, an absolute joy to watch. And the bouncing ball struck home with such aplomb by Kawasaki. And this time, the crossbar didn't keep Shanghai Port in the game. Unlike the one in the early minutes of this match. Kawasaki gets his goal. Well, VAR permitting, of course. But the beleaguered young Junhui cannot possibly hope to keep on getting favours, surely. Osako denied in the first half. Not this time. Kawasaki makes it 2 for Vissel Kobe. And they're looking a good bet for all 3 points. More than that, they look sure of it the way they're playing. Here they come again. At speed, 3-0, that will surely do it, even this early in the second half. And Yuruki gets his reward. Shanghai Port in danger of falling apart completely. The crowd are loving it here, and rightly. 2 goals in a minute. 10 minutes into this second half. And now, at last, the scoreboard really looks to reflect what we've seen today in the disparity between these two sides. Osako, oh, what a ball in. And Yuruki goes for this with total belief that it will come his way. Drilled in there by Muto. Under the outstretched leg of Mingqian. You can see what he thinks about it. But Yuruki deserves to be on the score sheet. No changes made by Kevin Muscat for Shanghai Port at the break. Maybe he feels that the players on the bench will not add very much. First change is actually going to be made by the home team in a moment, and I think it's going to be Iino coming on. Nanosai Iino. If anything, the fear for Shanghai Port is that they go into their shells even more and invite Vissel Kobe to strut their stuff even more. They seem well capable of doing that. Here they go again. Osako flattened, free kick. So, having soared into a 3-0 lead, Muto is now taken off, spared any further duty today. He has been excellent. Every one of the front players has been on top of their game. Muto, scorer of the first goal, provider of the third goal, and in between a constant menace for Shanghai Port. Doesn't like to miss games. 37 league appearances last season, 34 in the preceding campaign. Used a little bit more sparingly in the Asian Champions League campaign so far this season, but surely a player set to play a big part in their bid for glory. His quality's clear. Here they come again. A little bit of a tame header in the end from Sasaki. Vital got away with it, but only just. Sense of anxiety on that Shanghai Port bench. They know that this could get very, very ugly for them in terms of the scoreboard if they're not careful in this game, because there's no sign at all that Vissel Kobe are going to just sit on this lead. A real spring in their step. I think the cherry blossom in Japan is still a few weeks away to herald springtime, but they're looking like they're ready to get going in their league season in a big way. Ogihara to take it. Cannot think of a single moment in this second half where Shanghai Port have driven Vissel Kobe backwards. It's the other way around time and time and time again, and it's another corner for the home side. Referee Abdul Rahman Al Jassim would like a word or two with a couple of these players before the next corner. I'm watching you. Young with the first header. Further clear by Finjin. I think perhaps the most troubling aspect of this, from Shanghai Port's point of view, is so far the second half has been worse than the first half, not better. Jusa. Mengchan. Defeat leaves them on 8 points, and as Muscat looks after his shoulder there to the bench, two thoughts occur. One, are there thoughts that they may try to change this around on the field, but he's looking over his shoulder in another sense, metaphorically, tonight, following this apparent certain defeat. Looking at the teams, they might overhaul them on 8 points in the overall standings. No handball. Handled nicely enough by Yan Jinling, the goalkeeper, when it came in. Sakir. Now the opportunity to get a cross in the box. Next best thing would be a corner. That at least they have achieved. As Li Shuai got something against Sakai. He could do with something. Corner wasn't really threatening, was it? Anything but. Fresh player is Eno, and he's moving well with it. Gonna say Eno. One goal in the Asian Champions League back in 2022 against Yokohama. Sounds like might have been quite a game between those two Japanese rivals. 3-2 it finished in August of 2022. Different side now, a grown-up side in many senses. Vissel Kobe, they've found the way to play well and win when it counts and start winning the trophy since those days, and it's really shown today. That little bit of maturity has come. Gustavo has it still. Mengchan just hesitated, had to hesitate before he could run for that. Honda got there, but he has not given up, has he? Mengchan looks across to the bench here. Maybe the look said, we need some freshness. Where is it? Why are we not making any changes? Gabriel Zinho with their corner. Crowd are on form, players on form throughout this side. There must be a lot of players on that bench today for Vissel Kobe thinking, it's going to be hard to get in this side for me. Several of the players on the bench today did feature in the Super Cup against Sanfrecce Hiroshima, and that defeat, coupled with the level of performance in this Asian Champions League game, may mean that there are very clear parameters on who's a first pick. There's no doubt at all. It's a very clear decision from the referee, uncontested by Jussa. It is a yellow card. Lazy challenge. Second change. The excellent Yuruki withdrawn. Deju. Tominaga. Nina Tominaga, forgive me. Coming on. Might be another change there actually for Vissel Kobe. And definitely now the first change from Muscat for Shanghai Port. I think he's worried about the overall fitness level of some of these players at this time in the season. By Jujin. Osako, still bundle of energy. So the other player who did come on, Kakero Yamaoshi. Spared further duty today by the visitors. Don't think any of the three players brought off to this point in this game, Vissel Kobe, have got anything to reproach themselves about. Sasaki, Yuruki, Omuto, all have been excellent, all looking in prime form as they start their title defence in Japan. All kept with that perhaps in mind against the Urawa Reds 4 days hence. Switch the point of the attack. They did that so well in the first half. Osako, slightly different role actually for him, and he's enjoying it, just dropping a bit deeper since the changes. Amiyuchi came off the flank, not quite getting there. Maybe doesn't quite have the pace of Yuruki. Looks a powerful player nonetheless. Wenjun and Liu Ruofan are coming on now for Shanghai Port. One at a time, gentlemen. So Mateus Jussa and Gabriel Zinho are withdrawn. We saw Muscat looking at them and asking them if they felt okay a few minutes ago. Jussa on a yellow card may have hit that may have been a factor influencing Muscat's decision-making at this stage in this game, almost as though saying, this one has gone, I'm afraid. Didn't like the question put to him by our colleagues at pitchside pre-game Muscat about the departure of Oscar. And from a coach's point of view, obviously one cannot dwell on players who have left the building, but the problem is the question's likely to be asked again, because without Oscar, mainstay, main inspiration, leader of the team in so many ways, there haven't been many indications of other players ready to lead Shanghai Port today. I found didn't make much ground there. Keen to make a big impression. Here they come again. Vissel Kobe. He's not too happy there with Yamayushi, I don't think. Sakai, he was keeping his position rather than attacking the centre of the goal. That's what he's saying to him. There's a lot of know-how in some of these veterans in this Vissel Kobe squad. Played a lot of games at a very high level around the world. Might be worth listening to them. Okihara from the other side, left. Oh yes, it's crept in. Maybe the whistle had gone, I think, just before the header. And what a good header it was. Tominaga only on the field a couple of minutes for Sasaki. Osaka is asking the question. I must say, I thought I heard a whistle. I could be wrong. So here it is, it's flat, pacey corner. What a brilliant header. And the goalkeeper caught out on his near post. But will that goal, in inverted commas, by Tominaga actually stand? And now confusion reigns. The VAR, of course, is going to be overlooking this. It may have been a phantom whistle in the crowd, of course. That's another scenario. Either way, I will say I don't think a single Shanghai Port player knew much about it. However, the goal does not stand. That would imply that there was a blast from the referee's whistle, that the referee had seen an infringement, and now he's been backed up by the VAR. I cannot really speculate any further than that, but I will say as a matter of fact, what a good header it was. Probably won't matter too much overall to Yoshida, but it does prove that Okihara from the left flank with his out-swinging corners can be a threat. Other teams will have noted that. Most notable of all, the way that Vissel Kobe have kept on playing, with the points apparently won. No let-up. Penalty. Honda tried to wriggle free. Lee Ong, as the visiting captain, entitled to make the protest. Tominaga on the turn. The arm is away from the body. Surely that's fairly straightforward and well seen by the referee, Zhang Lindong, and I don't think he's got much of a case here. I think he knows it also. So a let-off a few minutes ago, but it may only have been temporary. Osako, who's been excellent throughout, now has the chance to add his name to the score sheet today. Probably deserves a goal the way he's played. Yuya Osako. Oh, excellent save from Yan Jinling. He drilled it hard, it wasn't quite far enough into the corner. So he's still waiting, is Osaka, for a goal in the Champions League this season. Brilliant first half to this season in terms of the league, and indeed throughout the season of 2024. Ogihara again, that same corner which did end up with the ball in the net a few minutes ago. Went to Tominaga again. Well played, the visiting goalkeeper, Yan Jinling. Tulea. Osaka down. Shouldn't be down about his performance, even though he's missed from the spot. Ogihara to take the free kick. Delivers the ball with such confidence. In again. Oh yes, he gets his goal now. Osako. Marvellous finish. He had a little look there to see if he was onside, I think. He's not certain, but we are certain we've seen a gorgeous finish. And Ogihara's delivery is next level. Time and again. What a piece of work that is from Osaka. He's off balance. Going with his right foot, not easy. Ball is swinging away from him, but he does it all with such aplomb, such confidence. And now at last, he is an Asian Champions League goal scorer this season. Muscat's to-do list is growing quite quickly here in this game. Things that need putting right. Was he right? I know he had a little look, wondering if he's onside or not. Yeah, we're all checking. We get that. Quite a lengthy check. Must be a millimetre or two in it. Here's the evidence. The goal scorer, to me, looks onside. And I know we're not quite in line. I shouldn't probably go any further down that line. The goal is still being checked. Never very easy, in my view, for referees who have to stand and wait like this. Looks like it's good. Thumbs up. Also having to wait the two additional substitutes here. Hidaka's coming on. Matsuki Hidaka. And the number 5, the 5th change. Matsuki Saito. Is one of those who's gone off, so they'll have to find somebody else to take a free kick or a corner. Really excellent in that respect today. It's another great cross. Oh, that should have been 5. Easier to hit the target than to miss this one. Probably a bit too much space and time for Tominaga there. There may be other chances before we finished. Fresh players coming on, keen to make a mark of their own. Osaka's cross. Ino was the player furthest forward. Might be a card here for that challenge. Yamayochi.
Yellow card for player number 50.
Hidaka. Game management in this second half, exceptional from Vissel. They've just got to be careful, given the ease with which they have dispatched the opposition today. The big teams around them at the very top of the eastern section might be a different proposition when those games come round. But after this, we can say that they will be coming round in some form or other, because they're on their way through, and on their way through in style. Liang. Lindong. Given away. Give it back to Shanghai Port, really, in the end. By Sakai. Muscat's going to complete his set of changes as we head towards stoppage time. Two more Shanghai Port substitutes on the bench, brought forward to the line now. Xuan is one of them. Way too late to make any impact. So 21 is coming on, and 27, Feng Jin, is coming off. Afadan Asker. And Xiu Yan, the players coming on. Minimum of 8 additional minutes here. There was a fairly lengthy VAR stoppage for the goal of Vissel to be looked over and over. Set it long. There's Vital. Jian. Hidaka broke it up. Yamayoshi doesn't really have that little change of pace that the player that he replaced, the rookie, most certainly does. To Tuller. Just an exercise in keeping the ball, if they can, Vissel Kobe. But the mindset's different. This team built to go forward. They'll want to keep going forward to the very end here. Trying to go forward. Down the right side was Afrodan Asquera. Hardly a glimmer of a chance throughout this game for Shanghai Port. Even this late, the disparity in the way they move the ball is very apparent between these two sides today. 3 or 4 sharp passes from Vissel Kobe again there. Not quite up to the mark, and they have set a very high standard. Kawasaki that time. We'll forgive Osaka that one. Absolutely excellent, as many of his teammates have been. So Gustavo hardly seen in a forward area in this second half, and no way through, and he's wandering around there looking a bit sorry for himself. I think one of the problems of a lame performance like this from Shanghai Port's point of view is that there will be teams lining up to meet them in their new league season in China, saying to themselves, we can have a real go at this lot just at the moment. Admittedly, there is another, 10 days before their league campaign does start, and that might help them. Their next game, all important, and a proper test it will be in the Asian Champions League against Yokohama. Only the best is going to give them much hope of progressing, I think, and they'll need much better than this. In their own home stadium, the Motor Pudong Arena. Going to need their support there. So Lu Wenjun with this corner. One of the few to emerge with much credit, the right back there. Ming Chan trying something clever. Hardly on the field, 5 minutes, but a yellow card for Shi Yuan. Just don't see how a player thinks he can win the ball like that. That could have been worse for him had he even extended that right leg. That perhaps was borderline red. However, he's still going to pay a heavy tariff, because that will mean a suspension for him. So he will sit out the decisive game now on match day 8 for them. difficult job to sort out this Shanghai Port side. That will just drift wide. A couple of Vissel Kobe players still full of running, still attacking the spaces in that penalty box, as Yamauchi decided to go for the far post. This has been a Shanghai Port performance, troubling, given a real chasing on their return to the Asian Champions League on match day 7, in danger of falling further behind in the race for qualification, all thanks to a devastating performance here from Vissel Kobe. Outstanding passing, outstanding attacking intent. Gustavo and co completely blunted. The goals flowed. Muto got it underway, a couple of very near things. Muscat's men could have been much further behind than just 1-0 down at half-time. But in the second half, Kawasaki, Yuruki, who was outstanding throughout, and the fourth goal from Osako after he had missed from the penalty spot. But a one-sided beating, it bodes well for Vissel Kobe's chances of going a long, long way in the Asian Champions League. Goal scoring, full of entertainment, athletic, and ready to go in 2025. Vissel Kobe going forward. Vissel Kobe 4, Shanghai Port 0.